The massive Draconian warship Eternal Night emerged from hyperspace at the edge of the Sol system, its obsidian hull absorbing nearby starlight like a cosmic wound. Fleet Commander Vrax stood on the bridge, his scaled hands clasped behind his back as he observed the blue-green planet through the ship's quantum imaging array. "Status report," he commanded, voice resonating with the natural authority of someone who had conquered 17 worlds. "All systems nominal, Commander," his first officer replied. "Initial scans confirm what our advanced probes reported. The humans possess minimal orbital defenses, primarily primitive satellites, and a single small space station. Their military technology appears to be limited to chemical propulsion and basic nuclear weapons." Vrax's lips curled into what passed for a smile among his species. Another routine conquest for the glory of the Draconian Empire. These humans would hardly be worth the effort of subjugating, but their planet's resources and strategic location made it a valuable acquisition. "Launch the first wave," he ordered. "Standard intimidation protocol. Let's show them what real power looks like." 50 attack craft detached from the Eternal Night's launch bays, their engines flaring violet against the void. They formed up in the Empire's traditional conquest formation, a display of overwhelming force meant to crush any thought of resistance before it could begin. As the fighters approached Earth's atmosphere, something unexpected happened. The planet's primitive satellites, which had appeared to be nothing more than communications relays and weather monitors, suddenly transformed. Panels shifted, revealing hidden weapon systems that had been completely invisible to Draconian scans. "Commander," the sensor officer's scales had paled to a sickly green. "Multiple energy signatures detected. They're not. They can't be." Before he could finish, beams of coherent light erupted from the satellites, creating a web of devastating energy that caught the Draconian fighters completely off guard. The attack craft, their shields calibrated for much cruder weapons, were carved apart with surgical precision. Vrax watched in disbelief as 43 of his fighters were destroyed in less than 30 seconds. "Impossible," he breathed. "Their technology level, all our intelligence." "Sir, we're detecting multiple launches from the surface," the tactical officer shouted. "Energy signatures unlike anything in our database." From hidden silos across Earth's surface, sleek vessels rose on columns of blue flame. Their design was unlike anything the Draconians had encountered, a perfect fusion of aesthetics and lethality that spoke of technological sophistication far beyond what should have been possible. "All ships, battle formations," Vrax commanded, but it was already too late. The human vessels moved with impossible agility, their weapon systems cycling through different energy frequencies faster than the Draconian shields could adapt. "Sir, we're receiving a transmission from the surface," the communications officer reported, her voice trembling slightly. "They're broadcasting on all frequencies in perfect Draconian." "Put it through," Vrax ordered, his throat dry. A calm, authoritative human voice filled the bridge. "Attention Draconian Fleet. This is Admiral Sarah Chen of the Earth Defense Force. We've been expecting you. For centuries, we've watched your empire expand, studying your tactics, your technology, your weaknesses. We kept our true capabilities hidden, knowing this day would come. You believed you found a primitive world ripe for conquest. Instead, you've walked into a trap centuries in the making. You have one opportunity to retreat. There will not be a second chance." Vrax's scales shifted to deep purple, a sign of rage among his kind. "You dare threaten the Draconian Empire? We've conquered 1,000 worlds. Your tricks won't save you from our full might." "Commander," his science officer interrupted, "I'm detecting unusual quantum fluctuations throughout the system. Something's happening to space-time itself." Around the Draconian fleet, space began to twist. Hidden generators that had been scattered throughout the asteroid belt activated, creating a complex web of gravitational distortions. Ships that tried to retreat found their hyperspace calculations fatally disrupted. Those that attempted to press the attack discovered their weapons randomly phase-shifting, becoming harmless light shows. Impossible, Vrax whispered again, watching his mighty fleet become trapped like insects in amber. How long have they been preparing for this? The answer came in another transmission from Admiral Chen. Since the first of your scout ships entered our atmosphere in 1947, we recovered enough of the wreckage to understand what we faced. Every technological advancement we displayed to the galaxy since then was carefully calculated to appear natural, hiding our true progress. Your empire's arrogance made you predictable. This is humanity's formal introduction to the galaxy. Remember it well. As Vrax watched helplessly, his fleet, the pride of the Draconian Empire, was systematically dismantled by weapons that shouldn't exist, used by a species that should have been defenseless. In less than an hour, the greatest invasion force ever assembled was reduced to drifting debris and disabled ships. The last transmission he received before his flagship systems went dark was simple. Welcome to Earth. Next time, try knocking. Admiral Sarah Chen stood in the heart of Operation Looking Glass, Earth's most closely guarded secret. The facility, buried deep beneath the Rocky Mountains, stretched for miles in every direction. Holographic displays showed the ongoing containment of the Draconian Fleet, their once mighty warships now floating helplessly in Earth's quantum suppression field. Status report, she commanded, addressing the facility's AI. Guardian. 97% of Draconian vessels have been successfully neutralized. Guardian responded, its voice resonating through the command center. Their quantum communications have been isolated, preventing any distress signals from reaching the Empire. Casualty count remains minimal, as per your instructions. Chen nodded, satisfaction mixing with relief. Decades of preparation had paid off, but the cost of maintaining this charade had been enormous. Every scientific breakthrough had to be carefully managed, every technological advancement disguised as something less threatening. The world's governments had maintained an elaborate dance of apparent conflict while secretly working together to prepare for this moment. Display Historical Archive File 947, she ordered. The holographic displays shifted, showing footage from nearly 8 decades ago. The crash of the Draconian scout ship in 1947 had been humanity's wake-up call. While the public was fed stories about weather balloons, the world's leading scientists were already reverse engineering alien technology. Dr. Wallace, your assessment. Chen turned to the elderly scientist who had dedicated his life to understanding Draconian technology. The quantum suppression field is holding perfectly, he replied, his eyes gleaming with pride. The beauty of it is that we didn't just copy their technology, we transformed it. They rely on quantum mechanics for everything: weapons, propulsion, communications. By creating localized areas where quantum probability behaves differently, we've essentially turned their own scientific foundation against them. A junior officer rushed into the command center. Admiral, we're detecting increased neural activity in the captured Draconian crews. They're starting to realize what we've done. Chen smiled. This was the moment she had been waiting for. Initiate First Contact Protocol Beta. Let's show them what they've actually stumbled into. Throughout the disabled Draconian fleet, holographic projectors activated. The aliens watched in stunned silence as humanity revealed its true history. They saw how Earth had not just recovered from the 1947 crash, but had found similar crashed ships throughout human history. Ancient cave paintings depicting gods in flying machines took on new meaning as humanity revealed their earliest contacts with extraterrestrial life. The projection showed how humans had pieced together fragments of advanced technology from multiple alien species, creating a unique hybrid science that no single civilization had conceived. While the galaxy's powers fought among themselves, humanity had studied them all, learning from their mistakes and innovations alike. In his captured flagship, Commander Vrax watched with a mixture of horror and fascination as the truth unfolded. The humans hadn't just prepared for the Draconians, they had prepared for everyone. Hidden throughout Earth's solar system were countermeasures specifically designed for every major spacefaring race. Your empire wasn't the first to consider conquering Earth. Chen's voice explained through the projection. But we ensured you would be the last to try. Humanity's greatest strength isn't our technology or our weapons. It's our ability to learn, to adapt, and to turn adversity into advantage. The projection showed vast underground cities, orbital platforms concealed within asteroids, and energy matrices woven through the fabric of space itself. Earth's apparent primitive state had been a carefully crafted illusion, maintained through decades of international cooperation and sacrifice. We could have revealed ourselves years ago, Chen continued, but we chose to wait. We watched your empire's expansion, studied your tactics, and prepared accordingly. The technology you're witnessing isn't just advanced. It's technology specifically designed to counter yours. In Operation Looking Glass, Chen watched the reactions of the captured Draconian crews through quantum imaging sensors. The range of emotions playing across their alien features told her their message was getting through. "Dr. Wallace," she called, "begin preparation for Phase 2. It's time to demonstrate why attempting to conquer Earth was their second biggest mistake." "And their first?" Wallace asked, although he already knew the answer. Chen's expression hardened slightly. "Assuming we were primitive just because we chose not to show our hand. Humanity learned long ago that true strength lies not in displaying power, but in knowing when to reveal it." As if to emphasize her point, new readings appeared on the holographic displays. Throughout the solar system, hidden installations were powering up, revealing capabilities that would reshape the balance of power in the galaxy. The age of humanity hiding its true nature was over, and the galaxy was about to learn why Earth had been both more and less than it appeared. The Draconian High Command received no warning before Earth's counterstrike began. One moment, their border outposts were reporting standard activity. The next, quantum distortions rippled through their defense networks, leaving their most fortified positions blind and defenseless. Supreme Overlord Kasich stood in the Imperial Palace on Draconis Prime, watching in disbelief as report after report arrived of systems going dark. The humans weren't just defending their world, they were taking the fight directly to the heart of the Empire. "Impossible," he snarled, his scales shifting to a deep crimson. "How are they bypassing our quantum shields? How are they even reaching our systems so quickly?" His answer came in the form of a holographic projection that appeared in the center of the command chamber. Admiral Chen's image stood before them, as calm and composed as ever. "Your shields assume quantum mechanics work the same way everywhere in space," she explained. "We learned decades ago how to create localized bubbles where physics itself operates under different rules. Your defenses might as well be made of paper." Throughout Draconian space, human ships emerged from what appeared to be tiers in reality itself. They weren't using traditional faster-than-light travel. They were manipulating the fundamental laws of physics to make distance meaningless. "While you were busy building bigger weapons," Chen continued, "we were learning how to rewrite the rules of the game. Each ship you're facing isn't just a vessel. It's a mobile physics manipulation platform. Your sensors can't track them because they exist in states your science hasn't even theorized yet." The Draconian response fleet assembled quickly, thousands of warships moving to engage these impossible human vessels. But the humans weren't fighting a conventional war. Instead of attacking the ships directly, they began deploying what looked like simple probes. "Quantum entanglement bombs," Dr. Wallace's voice explained, joining the transmission. "They don't destroy your ships. They just ensure that every quantum computer in range suddenly believes it's part of a single system. Your entire fleet is about to become one very large, very confused calculator." The effect was immediate and devastating. Draconian ships, dependent on quantum computing for everything from life support to artificial gravity, found themselves sharing processing power across vast distances. Weapon systems targeted their own ships, shields protected enemy vessels, and navigation systems tried to plot courses for entire battle groups simultaneously. But it was what happened next that truly demonstrated humanity's capability for innovation. As the Draconian fleet descended into chaos, Human ships began broadcasting on all frequencies, not attacks or demands, but information. The complete history of Earth's scientific development, including their observations of the galaxy's civilizations, their theoretical breakthroughs, and their unique approach to combining technologies. "We're not here to conquer," Chen announced to the bewildered Draconian leadership. "We're here to demonstrate why your empire's philosophy of might makes right is fundamentally flawed. Our strength comes from collaboration, from combining different perspectives and approaches. While you were building an empire, we were building understanding." In orbit around Draconis Prime, the human ships began transmitting detailed scans of the planet below. Scans that revealed critical weaknesses in everything from their planetary shields to their economic system. The message was clear. Earth could have chosen destruction, but was offering something else entirely. "Your empire stands at a crossroads," Chen continued. "You can continue down the path of conquest and face opponents who have spent centuries preparing for every possible scenario. Or you can join us in exploring what's possible when different species work together instead of trying to dominate each other." Supreme Overlord Kha'Zix, watching his mighty fleet reduced to floating confusion by technology he couldn't even comprehend, felt something he hadn't experienced since he was a hatchling: humility. "You've obviously defeated us," he admitted, his scales shifting to the blue-green of resignation. "Name your terms." Chen's hologram smiled. "Our terms are simple. Join us in establishing a new galactic order based on cooperation and mutual advancement. We've spent centuries studying not just your technology, but your culture, your history, your potential. We believe the Draconian Empire could be something greater than a conquering force. You could be pioneers in a new age of discovery." As if to emphasize this point, the human ships began deactivating their quantum disruption fields, allowing the Draconian Fleet to regain control of their systems. It was a calculated risk, but one that sent a powerful message. Earth was strong enough to show mercy. "Consider this a demonstration," Chen concluded, "not just of our capability, but of our intention. The galaxy is vast, and there are threats out there that none of us can face alone. We've watched, we've learned, and now we're ready to share what we've discovered. The question is, are you ready to learn?" The silence that followed was broken by something unprecedented in Draconian history. Their supreme overlord, head of the mightiest empire in known space, asking the simple question, "When can we begin?" News of Earth's victory over the Draconian Empire spread through the galaxy like a quantum shockwave. In the Grand Assembly of the Galactic Council, representatives from 100 species gathered in emergency session, their debates echoing through the crystalline chambers of the ancient space station that served as neutral ground for interstellar diplomacy. "This changes everything," declared Ambassador Kittal of the Centaurian Collective, their bioluminescent patterns flashing with agitation. "A pre-spaceflight civilization not only defeated the Draconian Empire but revealed technology that surpasses our own. Impossible." The chamber erupted in a cacophony of arguments and accusations. Some demanded immediate military action against Earth, while others called for diplomatic outreach. The debate might have continued indefinitely if not for an unexpected arrival. The chamber's massive doors slid open to reveal Admiral Chen, accompanied by the formerly Supreme, now Ambassador, Kha'Zix. The sight of a human walking as an equal with a Draconian leader struck the assembly silent. "Honorable representatives," Chen began, her voice carrying easily through the vast chamber. "We understand your concerns. For centuries, you've operated under certain assumptions about technological progression, about the natural order of civilizations. Today, those assumptions end." Holographic displays materialized throughout the chamber, showing Earth's true history of extraterrestrial contact. The assembly watched in stunned silence as humanity revealed how they had collected fragments of technology from dozens of crashed ships, ancient artifacts, and secret observations of passing alien vessels. "While you all fought amongst yourselves," Chen continued, "we studied, we learned. We combined technologies in ways none of you considered because you were too busy competing with each other. a Rigelian power core modified with Andromedan quantum principles, enhanced by Centaurian crystal matrices, combinations that seemed impossible until someone looked at them with fresh eyes. Ambassador Kittle's patterns shifted to a deep blue of realization. The crashed ships, they weren't accidents, were they? Chen smiled. Some were. Others were carefully arranged by Earth's defense systems, systems we've had in place since before your civilizations achieved spaceflight. We needed to understand the galaxy's technology without revealing our own advancement. The displays shifted to show vast underground facilities where humans had reverse-engineered and improved upon alien technology. Labs where scientists had pushed the boundaries of physics itself, finding ways to manipulate fundamental forces that other species had deemed impossible to control. "But why reveal yourselves now?" asked the Andromedan representative, their crystalline form shimmering with curiosity. It was Kha'Zix who answered, his scales shimmering with newfound purpose. "Because they saw something coming. Something that threatens us all." New images appeared in the chamber, long-range scans showing massive disturbances at the galaxy's edge. Dark spaces where stars simply vanish, regions where the laws of physics seem to break down entirely. "We call them the Void Hunters," Chen explained. "We detected their approach 50 years ago. They don't just consume worlds or civilizations. They devour reality itself. We've tracked them consuming 3 galaxies over the last 1,000,000 years. They're headed for ours." The chamber erupted again, this time in panic. Chen raised her hand for silence. "This is why we chose now to reveal ourselves. The Void Hunters cannot be defeated by any one species or technology. Only by combining our knowledge, by working together in ways we never have before, do we stand a chance." She gestured, and the holographics showed new designs, vessels that combined the best aspects of every species' technology, defensive systems that could protect entire solar systems, weapons that could affect the fabric of space-time itself. "Earth hasn't just been preparing to defend itself," she continued. "We've been preparing to defend everyone. But we need your help, your knowledge, your perspectives. The Draconians have already pledged their full support. Who will join us?" One by one, the representatives began to signal their agreement. Even those who had initially called for military action against Earth could not deny the logic, or the evidence before them. "We've watched your civilizations grow," Chen concluded. "We've learned from your successes and your failures. Now we offer everything we've learned, every advancement we've made, freely shared with all species, because what's coming doesn't care about our differences or our past conflicts. It only cares about consuming everything we are." As the assembly moved to formalize their unprecedented alliance, Catal approached Chen privately. "You could have revealed yourselves at any time, taken control of the galaxy years ago. Why wait?" Chen's response was simple but profound. "Because true strength isn't about controlling others. It's about bringing out the best in everyone. We needed you all to be ready for what comes next." 6 months after Earth's revelation to the galactic community, the combined fleet of 1,000 species assembled at the edge of the Milky Way. Ships of every size and design formed patterns that stretched across light years, each vessel enhanced with hybrid technology that would have seemed impossible just months ago. Admiral Chen stood on the bridge of the Earth flagship Unity, a vessel that represented the pinnacle of combined galactic engineering. Beside her, representatives from every major civilization monitored their preparations for humanity's most ambitious plan yet. "The Void Hunters have consumed the large Magellanic Cloud," reported Keetle, their bioluminescence pulsing with concern. "At their current velocity, they'll reach our galaxy in 72 hours. Chen nodded, studying the massive holographic display that showed the approaching threat. The Void Hunters appeared as tiers in reality itself, places where the fundamental forces of the universe simply ceased to exist. They had already devoured 3 galaxies, leaving nothing but empty space in their wake. "All ships report ready," announced Kha'Zix, his scales shimmering with anticipation. The former Draconian Supreme Overlord had proven to be one of humanity's most dedicated allies, his species' military expertise combining perfectly with Earth's innovative approach to physics. Begin Phase 1, Chen commanded. Throughout the combined fleet, crews activated technologies that had been theoretical just months ago. Quantum field generators powered up, creating a web of modified spacetime that stretched between the ships like an invisible net. As the Void Hunters approached, their non-existence threatening to unravel the very fabric of space, humanity's true masterpiece was revealed. The fleet wasn't just a defensive line. It was the largest physics manipulation engine ever created. They consume reality by creating zones where physical laws break down, Dr. Wallace explained to the assembled alien representatives. But what happens when we introduce new laws of physics faster than they can negate them? The answer came as the first Void Hunter encountered their defensive line. Instead of reality breaking down, it began to reshape itself. The combined fleet wasn't just fighting back. They were rewriting the rules of existence faster than the Void Hunters could erase them. Now Phase 2, Chen ordered. Throughout the fleet, crews activated crystalline matrices that had been grown using a combination of Andromedan and Centaurian techniques, enhanced by Earth's understanding of quantum mechanics. The crystals began to resonate across space itself, creating harmonics that strengthened the fundamental forces of the universe. The Void Hunters recoiled for the first time in their million-year existence. Where they tried to create nothingness, the combined fleet created something new. Spaces where reality was stronger than ever before. Final phase, Chen announced. All ships initiate the Genesis Protocol. This was humanity's greatest secret, the true reason they had spent centuries studying every species' technology. As the fleet acted in perfect synchronization, they didn't just defend against the Void Hunters. They began to restore what had been lost. The empty space where galaxies had once existed began to fill with light. Not just a reconstruction, but a rebirth. The combined knowledge of 1,000 species, guided by humanity's unique perspective, was creating new stars, new worlds, new possibilities. The Void Hunters, faced with an enemy that could not only resist them but undo their work, retreated for the first time in their existence. They fled not just from the Milky Way, but from the newly reborn galaxies that now shone with increased brilliance. In the aftermath of the battle, as the combined fleet celebrated their victory, Ambassador Catal approached Chen with a question that had been bothering many. You didn't just prepare for the Void Hunters' arrival. You prepared for everything that would happen after. How could you be so certain it would work? Chen smiled, gesturing to the spectacular view of reborn galaxies shining through the Unity's viewport. Because we understood something fundamental about life in this universe. It's not the strongest who survive, or even the most advanced. It's those who can adapt, who can learn from others, who can turn diversity into strength. She turned to address the gathered representatives. Earth hid its advancement not out of fear or distrust, but because we needed every species to develop in their own way. We needed your unique perspectives, your different approaches to science and technology. Only by combining them all could we face an enemy that threatened existence itself. The gathered aliens looked out at the glittering expanse of space, seeing their galaxy, and their place in it. In a new light, humanity hadn't just saved them from destruction. They had shown them a path to something greater than any one civilization could achieve alone. So, Kha'Zix asked, his scales showing the copper hue of curiosity, "What's next?" Chen's expression brightened with possibility. Now we really begin exploring. There are questions even we haven't answered, frontiers we've only dreamed of reaching. But together, she gestured to the renewed galaxies shining before them. Together, there's nothing we can't achieve. As the combined fleet began their journey home, they left behind more than just defeated enemies and reborn galaxies. They carried with them a new understanding that the greatest power in the universe wasn't the ability to destroy or conquer, but the wisdom to bring together different perspectives, the courage to face the unknown, and the vision to see possibility where others saw only emptiness. The age of separation was over. The age of unity had begun.